Class A, Class C. Mom in your city with Mob D. Trunk full of work in the back seat. On the run lines in the back street. Yeah. We riding for the nation. Get it in for the nation. Yeah. Yeah, we riding for the nation. That's our occupation. I'm a 54 baby, 27 they raised me. Brought up in the 80s, trying all kind of days. Mr. Strip on the age, run up on it and fade. No love for a hypocrite, 187 on the stage. Everyone winds the army, but the other day, suit ties the garment, hella wavy. Recruit when they in the last shoot, airing out the ones like a Black Panther. On my canoe, no the corners getting bands up. Work fly, suicide, Kirk out, squad ain't just let's ready to see the Lord, homie. We bout to start West flag with the sword. Class A, Class C, Mom in your city with Mob D. Trunk full of work and in the back seat, on the run lines in the back street. Yeah, we ride for the nation, get it in for the nation. Yeah, we ride for the nation. That's our occupation.
Moving like Moses in my Levi. Old school in houses, Adidas. We fly that dude, you're going knee highs. Used to pass up 42 on 17th in the G-Ride. In that old school Nelly, E.I. Go Jesus, G.G.I. Eastside. Introduced to the truth, now I'm all in. May I enter Muhammad's rank, all in. F.O.I. man. Blessed with fresh vote from Road Daniel. Stacy boots, no sandals. Pushing truth, no scandals. Hopping out coops, no camels. Concrete junk. Sounding on trunks by the park bench. Bunch of black park inside the dark tent. Max Paul, Muhammad, Farrakhan, Elijah, Zephyr, ride.
Class A, Class C. Mom in your city with Mob D. Trunk full of work and in the back seat. On the run lines in the back street. Yeah. We ride for the nation. Get it in for the nation. Yeah. Yeah, we ride for the nation. That's our occupation. N-A-T-I-O-N-O F-I-S-L-A-M Flow. Everywhere I go, everywhere I'm at. That's the title, so it's vital that I carry that. After my rider, I'm there that. Maybe too much of it, haters can't compare that. And baby, you just love it, can't get enough of it. Hustling in the glucose and trying to see my muscles through the suit coat. Yeah, ain't no glucose, that ain't what your fruit mean. Foes get too close, you gon' see the routine. To the blue team, brothers fake too clean. Ballin' with the final point, I don't need a hoop dream. More like an 85 digit, 10 cans to the fullest in the hood where the bullets with. It's understood in the prison and the streets. We did it in the last day, so we gotta bring the heat in the Class A, Class C. Mom in your city with Mob D. Trunk full of work and in the back seat. On the run lines in the back street. Yeah, we ride for the nation. Get it in for the nation. Yeah, we ride for the nation. That's our occupation.
I warn you, in the name of the two that back me, Imam Mahdi and Al-Masih the Messiah. The Quran says, had we wished to take a pastime before ourselves, we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth and falsehood till we knock out its brains. So all of us who want change, if we are too cowardly to write the truth, too cowardly to speak the truth, too cowardly to live for the truth, and too cowardly to die for the establishment of the truth, then you're too cowardly to have the sneer removed from you.
Got to be a complete sellout to meet the man.
What you talking about, Mr. Charlie? Did I show you my new look?
I denounced Farrakhan.
Well, Jesse Jackson did that.
I dated man white.
Who didn't?
Did I mention Rodney King was way out of line?
You did, homie! You totally sold out!
I didn't meet the man. If it ain't the man, Mr. Establishment, Whitey himself, old-faced white devil cracker.
Assalamu alaikum. This is your brother Malcolm Flex, and I'm back with another video. And in response to some more of our critics, you know, it seemed like everybody is trying to have a field day on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. What you see one roach come out, then the rest of the roaches start to come out. First, I would like to open in the name of Allah, who appeared to us in the person, the Master Father Muhammad. I would also like to bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is his last and greatest messenger and exalted Christ. And I would also like to bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because he is divine, wanted teacher in our midst. And I would like to greet you all with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. You know, I hope you all like the little intro. You know what I'm saying? I got through playing my brothers, brother Young Bruh, shout out to Young Bruh, shout out to brother Technique, and shout out to brother West Coast Cam. You know what I'm saying? Always putting it down on that music tip. And yeah, and that other video with Homie the Clown, you know, you got a lot of brothers and sisters is willing to sell out, is willing to throw away the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to gain some type of notoriety in this world. You know, they don't care about what they get in the hereafter. They willing to sell out the hereafter, as the Quran would say, so they can receive all of the riches, all of the wealth, all of the fame, all the attention of this world just by throwing away the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know what I mean? So you know, we have a brother who recently made a video, but he's been making a claim that the minister supports homosexuality, lesbianism, transgenderism, and you know, I called the brother. I called in on a radio show. The brother was on the radio show speaking like this, and I called in and checked the brother. You know, and the brother didn't really have nothing to say when I called in and checked the brother. This was probably about a year ago. You know, so now the brother's back with some more slander, you know, and basically he's trying to call our Minister Farrakhan a hypocrite and try to say that the minister, try to use his own words against him by saying that the minister supports homosexuality, transgenderism, and lesbianism. You know what I mean? So he's trying to use the minister's words against him. So I'm going to play some audio from this brother, and then I'm going to rebut his words with the minister's actual words, okay? Because the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan cuts like a double-edged sword. So I'm going to play it, and just I can hope you all can hear it, and then I'm going to play the actual video on the video screen.
The devil himself. And this guy is not a spiritual giant.
And while I'm on that question, I want to say how grateful I am to Tyler Perry. He is probably one of the most brilliant young entrepreneurs that we have.
Family, if you watching, please press 1. Let me know if you can hear the minister speaking in the background.
His portrayal of Medea as a man cross-dressing. I saw his wonderful portrayal of Medea as bringing to the forefront the strongest person in the history of our sojourn in America, and that is Medea. That strong black woman who was the cornerstone of her family.
I believe you all can hear it.
She always was that figure that gave guidance, correction, reprimand, discipline. And Tyler Perry brought her to the screen in funny ways. But what I was seeing was the greatness of the strong black woman who saw us through from yesterday to today. But when you look at Tyler Perry's movies, you see the brilliance of T.D. Jakes, a spiritual giant. You see the majesty of human problems acted out. So you could sit in the theater and see yourself in your madness, in your gladness, in your goodness, in your evil, and then come out of that experience for a $15 ticket and some popcorn and say, wow, I feel better.
Now, as you listen to Minister Farrakhan, he's basically explaining to the people how he saw Tyler Perry's portrayal of Medina. It had nothing to do with sexual or sexuality. He was basically saying that Tyler Perry played the role of Medina so good that, you know what I'm saying, that's the type of impression that he got when he saw Brother Tyler Perry playing that role. You know, it had nothing to do with sexuality. But watch out, Irritated Genie, if you listen how he twists the minister's words and what he thought when he put his own interpretation on the minister's words.
So this New Year's a shout out to the giant called Tyler Perry, a spiritual giant, a magnificent human being, and I pray that this year his art, his greatness will shine even more in healing our people through mass projection of drama through film and plays.
The book says, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. What else? Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. God said for a man, don't put on woman's clothes. How does God feel about a man putting on women's clothes? For all that do so. No, they're movie star. All that do so. Democrat. All that do so. Republican. All that do so. Senator. All that do so. Entertainer. All that do so. Musician. All that do so. They're putting on a play. All that do so. All that do it are abomination unto the Lord thy God. Tyler Perry is committing abomination. That's right. All that do so.
Now, the other voice you hear is Brother Pastor Geno Jennings.
A grown man.
He's condemning the brother. He's condemning Tyler Perry.
Fake breasts to look like a woman. That's right. Fake hips to look like a woman. Amen. All that do so. Fake mockery while he run around like a woman. Committing every time he steps his feet in those stockings. My Lord, he's pulling up.
Now, if you can hear, Pastor, as you can hear, Brother Pastor Geno Jennings has his own style and way of teaching and trying to save people.
Woman suit. Go ahead. He's putting on abomination. Every time his makeup artist paints, he's putting on abomination. Every time his makeup artist paints his lips. Abomination on his mouth. Right. Fake eyelash. That's right. Abomination. That's right. Powder puff. Amen. Abomination. Yes. Slap the wig off. Abomination. God said, everybody that do it. All that do so. Talk to me. Abomination. All that do so. All that do so. God said, all that do so.
So now, as you can see, Irritated Genie trying to manipulate the minister's words, and he's trying to use Pastor Geno Jennings to say, look, here's a real minister, you know what I'm saying, because he's preaching X, Y, and Z. Why Minister Farrakhan not saying the same thing? Well, I'm going to show you a clip in just a second. Just be patient.
By blasphemy. That's right. And when you pay tickets to see it and you know what's going on, you are contributing to blasphemy. That's right. When you buy a DVD and you know what's on there, you contribute to blasphemy. Shall a man put on a man dressed like a woman? Go ahead. That's planning a Jews. Yeah. A cross-dresser.
Gotta keep it going, so that's one. I just wanted to show that to show a pattern of behavior. So we start with a definitive, very definitive. It's not something in passing. A definitive and deliberate defense and support of transgenderism.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's done by Tyler Perry. So if you say, I don't think that's what he was doing, at least I would say, that's your opinion. But we hear how one preacher says it and how the next preacher says it. So then we go to the next thing.
So now, my question is this, family. Now, if you are savvy, if you're a real scholar, why would an individual just only play one little clip of what the minister has to say and then try to come back and with another minister and try to compare the two and say, look, Farrakhan is not a real teacher because he endorses homosexuality, lesbianism, and transgenderism. Okay? We see what you're trying to do, bro. We see what you're trying to do. But let me show you how the minister's words cut like a double-edged sword, and you might get your head chopped off with this one.
I remember years ago, you couldn't see women disrobed as they are today. Even if there were homosexuals in our community, they didn't parade themselves before the world. They would hide it because the average person would not countenance homosexuality or lesbianism. But look at Hollywood, how it promotes it. Look at how cross-dressing is being advised. And many great black strong men have been asked to put on women's clothes. For what? They're selling a thought to black people that it's all right to be other than yourself. You remember when I spoke of Medea, I never saw Brother Tyler Perry as a man that was promoting cross-dressing. I saw him promoting Medea, that great woman in the life of black people. Of course, it was done in a comic way, but nevertheless, the scriptures of the Bible teach against women dressing like men, and it teaches against men dressing like women. And even in the Old Testament, the punishment for so doing was death under the law of Moses. Hollywood, you all know the Torah. You know what God has said, but you are promoting evil. You are promoting that which is against the will and the way of God, and you're doing it purposely. Not so much for your people, but you know that we are to receive the kingdom after God takes it from you, and you hate the fact that our rule is going to come whether you like it or not. the kingdom will be taken from you and given to this rejected stone, this black man that God has chosen to be his people. You know this, so you want to feed us all the filth that we can eat, all the debauchery that we can stand. So you are now bringing the privacy of sex into public view in your movies, in your magazines, in your newspapers. It's all about sex, titillating the people of America, particularly our young people, to get involved in the kind of behavior that they can see on internet. They can see it in the movies, and it's very difficult for parents even to close their children off from the filth that is abounding in the society, even down to cartoons. You are promoting that which is against the will and commandments of God. You're promoting lying, you're promoting stealing, you're promoting cross-dressing, you're promoting lesbianism and homosexuality. You are doing this purposely. And the scripture says Satan has made evil fair seeming to the people. So we're so confused today. We think it's all right because the scripture says God is love. And I'm in love, and love has to be right because love is of God. See how you have deceived yourself. And now you will be angry with me and say, oh, Farrakhan, you're homophobic. You hate gay people and lesbians. That's false. I'm in love with my people. I'm in love with you regardless of how you present yourself. I have never disrespected you. I have had teachers of my violin that are gay. I never disrespected them, nor did they disrespect themselves in my presence. I was educated by a gay person in Detroit because I spoke ugly about lesbianism and homosexuality, and he was hurt. And when I came to Detroit, he asked to see me. And I remember his listening to my lecture, and he came to the private quarters that I had, and I let him in, and we sat and talked. And he wanted to change his way of life, and he gave me guidance in, he didn't know he was guiding me, but he was telling me about the language that I used. It was the same with rabbis that I sat down and talked with. They had dinner in my home, and they told me that some of my language was hurtful to them. They didn't know it, but later I told this former chief rabbi, dean of the rabbis in Chicago, that what he told me, I thought about it. I'm not interested in making white people enemies of ours. I'm not interested in stirring up hatred in you for me or for us. But I have to give you the message whether you hear or forbear. So I try now to be more careful in the way I speak, because it is not my desire to hurt your feelings, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says truth hurts, but it only hurts the guilty. And I remember Brother Malcolm one day when he was lecturing at a college, and the people started hissing, the Caucasians, against him. And he said, oh, that's what your father did in the garden. And he said, whenever a man throws a stone in a pack of dogs, the only one that hollers is the one that gets hit. And today, if I don't preach the truth to try to save your life, I'm going to lose mine. And if I don't warn you of what the consequences are, and you continue in what you're doing with no desire even to change because you think you are living right. This enemy is a scientist of evil. He's studying bacteriology and chemistry in such a way that he can change you chemically to think you are what you are not. He's a wise Satan. That's who you're dealing with. You're not dealing with just common wicked man. You're dealing with the Satan, the God of this world. And he's after you, black man and woman, to take you down with him when he goes. Let me go on with that subject because the strong black men are being asked by Hollywood to put on dresses. Strong black men are offered lots of money. I won't name the person, but the manager of a certain strong black man came to me and begged me, please talk to the one that I'm managing, for they have offered him $15 million to cross-dress, to dress like a woman in a movie, and I don't want him to do that. Could you talk with him? But the scripture says, money answereth all things. And so $15 million a man will put on a dress in a heartbeat. Well, white people put on dresses too, but they're not after their own. They're after you. You remember Dave Chappelle? How he said that he was in his dressing room, and when he took a break and went back in his dress, he said, oh, we got a real funny scene. And it's around this dress. Dave, put on the dress. Dave said, I'm not putting on the dress. That man went out, and then a higher ranking person came and told Dave, oh, Dave, it's just a short scene, but it is hilarious, and it will go over big in the audience. And Dave then said, I'm sorry, I don't want to put on a dress. Then the producer himself came and said, Dave, I mean, it's really a funny scene. Come on, Dave. And he said, I'm sorry, I can't put on that dress. And he said when they left, they came back within a very short time. They had already written the real scene, but they wanted to get him to put on a dress, because what they're selling, black brother, is that they want you to be so wrapped up in what they're wrapped up in that you will stick your fingers in your ear when you hear the warning and the call of God. And when you do that.
So, dear family, there was nowhere where the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan promoted Tyler Perry as dressing up like a homosexual. As you can see, the brother explained that when he saw Medea, when he saw Tyler Perry portraying Medea, he saw a portrayal of basically someone's grandmother. Okay, he didn't see, although he knows and recognizes that men shouldn't dress up like women and women shouldn't dress up like men. That is in scripture, and he has to preach the truth regardless to whom, where, or what, but he's not going to condemn the brother. Why? Because he's in love with black people. He's in the redemption phase. What I'm saying? He's here to redeem our people, not here to condemn our people. So we have an individual basically is saying, well, the minister is endorsing it because he's not in condemnation of these individuals. No, that's where y'all got it all wrong. He don't condemn the individual. He condemns the behavior. there's a difference. You don't condemn the individual, you condemn the behavior. Okay? So let me kind of move along. We're not going to make this video long, but let me kind of move along what else he played as well.
Definitive is not something in passing. A definitive and deliberate defense and support of transgenderism as done by Tyler Perry. So if you say, I don't think that's what he was doing, at least I would say, that's your opinion. But we hear how one preacher says it and how the next preacher says it. So then we go to the next thing. Now we see a black man who is known and perceived as the primary alpha male of the late 1990s into the early 2000s.
You talking about, brother?
The premier alpha male.
Dr. Khaled
Now
Muhammad.
that he has physically transitioned, the same person that's saying Tyler Perry is a spiritual giant now has this to say about the alpha male, Dr. Khaled Muhammad.
Now listen to this personality worship.
Look, I was talking with a sister one day, and she mentioned one of my ministers. And she said, you know, he was abused when he was young. I didn't say a word. But when she said that, I brought him up in my mind and I looked at him. Some of us are very authoritative because we're trying to be men because somebody did something to us. And in order to be men, when you're in a position of authority, but the scripture says money and you use it in a negative way to beat people down rather than help people up. You know people like that in the church. You raise them up and give them authority, and the next thing you know, they're hurting and harming people because they don't know how to serve. Their egos are so destroyed by the things that have happened to them in their lives. Even though they preach the word, they're sick inside. And they need a healing. So when she said that, I looked at my brother, and I hope that I'm not being out of place when I say this. I had a wonderful helper in Brother Khaled Muhammad. I met him as a student at Dillard University in Louisiana. He had a big medallion of Brother Malcolm on his chest. Oh, God. And he came to the nation. Such a beautiful person inside. When he saw his brother in a bad shape, Khaled would go and sit down on the curb with him and talk to him and pick him up and bring him to the mosque and put him in the shower and get some clothes and put it on him. That's the kind of heart he had. But something was disturbing him. He didn't have the best relationship with his mother. He was in foster homes, and only God knows what happens to our children when they're in these places. And so he always felt that he had to be more macho than anybody else. And I tried to civilize him and tell him how you can be a statesman, but you want to fight all the time and, show off this kind of power. And I didn't realize that my brother was affected by some abuse.
Okay. I'm saying this, I showed that for a particular reason. I didn't show the whole clip, but he goes on to then talk about Malcolm X. And then saying, when you didn't have a good relationship with your mother,
Listen to this brother.
With a
Listen to him.
woman when you get one. And then he also talks about telling people to go read the book by Manning Miracle, in which we don't even know if Manning Miracle put this in the book, because the hats that put the book out did it after he passed. The book was released after he had already passed. We don't know if he put it in the book or not, but he said that Malcolm was gay. So he alludes to Dr. Khaled and Brother Malcolm being homosexual. And more than that, being their masculinity.
Nowhere in there the brother alluded
not
to
being
the
a result of them being strong brothers fighting for our people, but being a result of some sexual abuse. Now, the reason that that's a problem is because, first of all, Dr. Khaled is not here to defend that. So it's easy to say that now, when he's not here to say if that's true or not. I don't believe it, because it's what I do for a living, and I can generally tell when someone has been affected by something.
How
like
you
that.
know?
Not always, I can't. But there's nothing about Dr. Khaled's mannerisms or personality that would suggest that. I don't believe it. I think it was an attempt to rewrite the book on manhood and turn Dr. Khaled into something that was feminine, and then Tyler Perry is masculine. And I say that because I'm going to show you some more stuff. It's like... Oh.
Now, fam, let me address what the brother just stated. He stated that the minister was trying to call Brother Khaled a low-key homosexual because the brother may have been sexually assaulted when he was younger. Nowhere in the minister recording that I just played where he stated that brother was low-key homosexual. The brother was, the minister was basically saying, because the brother, Dr. Khaled, had been abused when he was younger, therefore the brother had to overcompensate for machoism. Okay? The minister has said this in several different lectures, you know what I'm saying, and why we get audited. You know what I'm saying? Why we study Dianetics and get audited. You know what I'm saying? So we can get clear for these things, because in one Savior's Day he gave a perfect example. You know, when a man gets bullied or when he gets assaulted when he was younger, he has to overcompensate on machoism, on manhood, on aggression. That's what the minister was saying. He wasn't calling the brother weak. You know what I'm saying? He was, or a sissy. He was basically saying because the brother had bad experiences, he used machoism and he mistreated certain individuals to overcompensate for what happened to him when he was younger. Okay, so nowhere in what the minister said about Dr. Khaled or Brother Tyler Perry as Irritated Genie trying to portray it true. Okay, his way of approaching it is twisted and it's uneducated. Okay, so I'm gonna let you so I'm gonna play this clip right here on how the minister feel about Brother Khaled. He loved Brother Khaled.
Well, we can talk about what you consider true or not true, or anti-Semitic and so forth. This was after King Polish, and this is one of the ministers again, Khalid Muhammad. We have a tape. I'd like you to listen to it.
But it's that old no-good Jew. It's that old imposter Jew. It's that old hook-nosed, bagel-eating, lock-eating, Johnny-come-lately, perpetrating the fraud, just crawled out of the caves and hills of Europe, so-called damn Jew.
Those words, again, represent Brother Khaled's anger and frustration. It is not proper, in my judgment, to mock physical characteristics, cultural habits of another people. What I'm telling you is this, that when I have to look at a movie and see a black person depicted as a buffoon.
You don't anymore. That's
But
changed.
the image is there. When I've got to go to school and read a textbook about little black symbols,
It's changed. It's
when
not
I got to
there.
hear people calling me a birdhead nigger and making mockery of the thickness of my lips and the broadness of my nose.
Only ignorant people do that.
So if Brother Khaled is saying that which stings and hurts, then look at it and say, that's terrible use of language. And then go back and look at the terrible use of language by your people.
But this is the present he's saying this. This isn't 10 years ago or 20 years
When our
ago.
people are suffering, Miss Walters, in the present for what was done in the past. Yes, it should be a change. We should become more civil in our language. But that rebuke and that stinging language of Brother Khaled is enough to make you say, God, this is
It
terrible.
is enough to make you say that it is wrong and that you disown it as the truth.
But I have said that.
Okay, but I think people would like to hear you say it now.
I have said that, but I don't want my words to be used to create division. Khalid Muhammad is my brother. Khalid Muhammad is my son in the ministry. And Khalid Muhammad is a helper of mine. So I am trying to correct him, but not destroy him. And I will not do that so that others can say Farrakhan condemned his brother and renounced him. I'm not in the renunciation, denunciation pattern. I'm in a redemptive pattern.
Although Minister Farrakhan told us last week in our interview that he rebuked Khalid Muhammad just this week in Washington. Mr. Muhammad told an audience at Howard University, and I quote, "I'm going to be like a pit bull. That's the way I'm going to be against the Jews," unquote. He also made inflammatory anti-white.
So we back, family, you know, basically showing that the minister really loved Brother Khaled, you know what I'm saying? And in no way, shape, or form, you know, he would never denounce, renounce, or do the brother dirty in no kind of way, but he will, you know, keep it real and be honest with the brother regardless. You know what I mean? You know, so, but you got all these so-called revolutionaries, you know, but who are really personality worshipers, continuously trying to resurrect Brother Dr. Khalid Muhammad and Malcolm X to go to war with the minister. Okay, trying to go to war with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Okay, you know, over jealousy and envy. You know what I'm saying? Cats is really jealous of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Okay, so I might do a part 2 tomorrow, dear family. I'm not gonna do the whole thing like I intended on doing. I'm not gonna do the whole thing like I intended on doing tonight. I'm gonna call this one a wrap. So I might do a part 2 to this tomorrow, dear family. But I just wanted you all to see the snakish behavior, you know what I'm saying, coming from this individual. But he's not the only one. He's not the only one with the snakified behavior. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna expose these cats for the liars that they are. You know what I'm saying? And they gotta get personal. You know what I'm saying? But I thought I'd just play them few clips, and then tomorrow, if I got time, then I'll deal with some of the other stuff that this brother said. So, family, I thank you all for tapping in. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you all for tapping in. You know, and I'm going to continue to defend the Nation of Islam in the name of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Whatever I got to do, dear family, I appreciate you all for tapping in. And I thank you. And I greet you all with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Class A, Class C. Mobbing to your city and we mob D. Trunk full of work in the back seat, on the front lines in the back street. Yeah, we riding for the nation, get it in for the nation. Yeah, we riding for the nation. Muhammad, that's the occupation. I'm a 54 baby, 27 they raised me. Brought up in the 80s, my narcotic and dating. Missed a trip on the Asian, run up on him and fade me. No love for a hypocrite, 187 on stage. MOI's an army, but he had a navy. Shooting ties to gone, hella wavy. Recruit ready in the last shoot, airing out the ones like a Black Panther. On my cab new, only corners getting bands up. Work fly, work trying us. Kirk up, try to ain't protest unless you ready to see the Lord, homie. We bout to start Western flag with the sword on it. Class A, Class C. Mobbing to your city and we mob D. Trunk full of work in the back seat, on the front lines in the back street. Yeah, we riding for the nation, get it in for the nation. Yeah, we riding for the nation. Muhammad, that's the occupation.
J-O-E, moving like Moses in my Levi. Old school in coasters, Adidas. We fly, dab, dude, your boy knee-highs. Used to pass up 42 on 17th in the G-Ride. In that old school Nelly, E.I. Go, hey, Susie, G.G. High, Eastside. Introduced to the truth, now I'm all in. May I enter Muhammad's rank, fall in. F.O.I. manual. Blessed with fresh bow from Bro Daniel. Stacy boots, no sandals. Pushing truth, no scandal. Hopping out coops, no camels. Concrete junk, sounding off trumpets by the park bench. Bunch of black park kids out of dark tents. Max Paul, Muhammad, Farrakhan, Elijah's F.O.I. ride.
Class A, Class C. Mobbing to your city and we mob D. Trunk full of work in the back seat, on the front lines in the back street. Yeah, we riding for the nation, get it in for the nation. Yeah, we riding for the nation. Muhammad, that's the occupation.
The N-A-T-I-O-N-O-F-I-S-L-A-M flow. Everywhere I go, everywhere I'm at. That's the title, so it's vital that I carry that. Asking my rider, yeah, I'm very that. Maybe too much of it. Haters can't compare to that, and baby, you just love it. Can't get enough of it. Hustles in the fruit post. And trying to see my muscles through the suit coat. Yeah, ain't no glucose, that ain't what this fruit mean. Foes get too close, you gon' see the routine. To the blue team, brothers stay too clean. Ballin' with the final call, and I don't need a hoop dream. More like an 85 vision, 10 cans to the fullest in the hood where the bullets whiz. It's understood in the prison and the streets. We living in the last day, so we gotta bring the heat in the
Class A, Class C. Mobbing to your city and we mob D. Trunk full of work in the back seat, on the front lines in the back street. Yeah, we riding for the nation, get it in for the nation. Yeah, we riding for the nation. Muhammad, that's the occupation. To the enemy! Get to the enemy! Get to the enemy! Get to the enemy! Get to the enemy! That's right. You don't love to go. No, sir. You don't love to go.